Okay. Yeah. So what's process map for? Like, what's the noise about? So process map helps us map. We can use it for two things. We can use it for visualization of our requirement, and we can also use it for gap analysis. So, in a situation whereby you've been brought on board to a project as a business analyst, and you want to understand where the gap lies in the processes, so you will map out the assist process, which is their current process, and the to be process, which is their future process, if it is not a greenfield project. When I say greenfield project, what I mean is project that has never been created. So most of the projects, most of the time, you'll be employed for project that is already on ground or has been created. But excuse me, but there are situations whereby you'll be employed for projects that are greenfield, so they've never been created. You're the first person gathering requirement and all of that. So,
Okay.
in a nutshell, process map is a visualization tool, and it can be used as um, gap analysis to map the assets and the to be process. And then we always version it, because you play back to the stakeholder, and the stakeholder makes some corrections. So you can go back and version 1.0, 0.1, however you want to version it. So yeah, here is where we are. So the first thing is we get a blank drawing, and then we go to design, and we change the orientation to landscape, because we are working with swim lanes. And I will explain why. So swim lanes help us understand the different um connections with each department or what we are working with. And tonight, you guys are going to give me a project which cannot be your current project. You will imagine and give me a project that we are going to map the process together. So it's a very practical class. You guys will be talking, I'll be talking, and it helps in that way for you to really understand the process and then try your hands on it afterwards, if that makes sense.
Yes.
All right. So now we have this blank canvas and we've changed the orientation to landscape. What's the next thing to do? The next thing for us to do is to click on flowcharts, and then we click on cross-functional shapes. So the cross-functional shape begins to appear in our sidebar, cross-functional shape. And then we also click on basic flowchart. So these are the two that you need to create to map out your process. Um, so the reason why this is called swimming is like it looks like a swimming pool. That's the reason it's called swimming. It really does look like a swimming pool, but so as you can see, when I put my cursor on it, it was bringing out something. Let me try again. Yeah, drag on to pay to add. Yeah,
Any
use
horizontal.
Simulink to organize step in a process. So the different department or whatever, if they have more than one department, but it's a very good. I prefer using swim lanes for process mapping. However, there are situations where you find yourself in a company where they don't use you, they use me and or Lucy, I mean Lucy's chat still also has to, or any other application, but you still have to map a process. So you might not have a single, or you can still map your process. And that's why the basic flow chart is what we'll be using, and I'll be explaining what each of the shape mean or how they are. Also, I like to, because we are in design, I like to pick a design. So it's up to you guys. What design do you want? Um, because if yours is all you, so what design do you want? Uh, hello, hello, hello. What design do you want, guys? Just professional. Can do modern or trendy. Anyone.
What's the one you use mostly? Do you consider colors when you are doing it
Me?
practically?
Um, it's always safe to go with the one that is just one color, depending. And if you want to jazz it up, you can use the color of the
Okay.
organization. It's
All right.
up to you. Yeah.
So do we go with a plain one?
On this
Let's see.
one.
Green and
Okay.
blue.
So yes, please do give me the name of your
Should
project.
we do, what do you guys think? Long reach? Should we do long reach?
No, you cannot do love. You cannot do any project
Okay,
that
we have to
is,
imagine it.
uh, or think of any project maybe you've worked on outside of those type.
Hmm. And
Ufoma is not the only person on the call. Nelly, Precious, Vivian, Milda.
Can we do e-learning project?
what did you say, Nelly?
E-learning.
E-learning project, which of them? Because there is e-learning project in Blue Sky as well. I don't want you to do any. So I cannot map out the process for any of the Blue Sky project
Okay, let's
anymore.
do wedding event or something.
I just create something like that. Can we use wedding events then?
Okay, wedding events. Like you have a website that runs a wedding event.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Or
What's the name of your wedding event website?
mm,
What did you
celebrate.
say?
Should we say celebrate life or something? I don't know. I'm just
It's up
talking.
to you. It's your project. Like I'm
Guys,
just
what do you think?
designer.
From whatever you say is okay. I will go with our
Nelly.
name.
Okay, let's
No,
do
we're learning. Yeah, we're learning,
well,
but it's not
so let's do milestones.
Okay.
Milestones
Milestones.
event.
Okay. Milestones event. We are going to say this is version 0.1, right? And then we have user at least, and we have systems. What are the departments in your um in your website?
Okay.
I mean, in your company. Do they interact with each other? Do they not? These are the things you need to think about.
Let's think about like they interact with each other. Let's say they have department where they do flowers only, and then they have department that deals with cutlery plates. They have department that deals with the decor within the organization when anyone wants to do something.
So how do these departments marry each other? So when a user comes into your website, what happens? What do they go to? Who handles
They will
department?
have maybe guys, people should help me. Someone at the front desk that could take in their maybe.
Remember that this is a website, not your working shop. This is your website.
Okay, they will have a
At the back
contact.
of your mind.
They will have a contact like form to complete what they want to do.
Okay, so what department takes care of it? Okay, yeah, the system does that, but does any department process that
The
or
customer service department.
oh, so that's the department then. So customer service.
Does that make sense, Bolo?
We'll see if it does. We're on the journey together. All right, let's just do with this for now so that we don't confuse ourselves. Yeah, you understand?
Okay.
All right. So you can see that each of these are labeled. One more thing before we finally go. Okay. Um, um, okay, pointer two. Um, okay, apologies. Okay, yeah. So I think it's on view. When you click on view,
Okay.
you click on auto connect. So this auto connect just lets your cursor just keeps coming, like your arrow keeps coming. So you see that each of these basic flow shapes all have a name, and it's important to take note of that. So this shape is for start and end. This shape is for process, and this shape is for decision. So yeah, this is the user. The user is always the first person. So when you interact with the website, what's the first thing? Okay, let's just say start, right? I'll write start. Yeah. So when you let me do this one so that we can see. When you interact with the website, what's the first thing that happens to you?
So when you go into the website for the first time, right?
Yeah. What do you do? What's the first thing? What's the first thing that happens? What's going on? What's your hour?
I don't know. It depends on what you are coming from, but I'm just thinking because not all the website that you have to sign in or register first.
Yeah, that's what like think about it. What's the first thing when you go on the website? Like, oh, yeah, I see this website, I like this website. That was the first thing that you do in vision. Think about it, um, um, something is not right, but let's just continue around. What to do now?
Um,
What's the first thing that you do when you go on a website? Like you've seen a website, you before you even say sign up, login, whatever. What's
you
the
move
first
around, you browse around the website.
exactly? So that's the first process. That's the first process. So as a user, you browse web page.
Mm.
Another thing to mention is that um with process mapping, when you map your process, right, we
Mm.
only use verb for our processes. So when you are mapping your processes, you can only use verb, action words. And also we have two types of process map. We have the high level and the low level. And the assumption when people hear high level, low level, people feel like the high level is the one that is supposed to be detailed, while the low level is supposed to be scanty.
Mm-hmm.
However, with process mapping, the high level is not as detailed. When I say not as detailed, it doesn't mean it doesn't capture all the processes. It's just that it does not break down into nitty-gritty, the granular,
Mm-hmm.
while the low level goes into the granularity of things and start to tell you the sub processes that happens and all of that. So we are focusing on the eye level tonight because the most of the time you'll be mapping out, excuse me, high level use process maps because many stakeholders do not enjoy going to the low level. The low level is painful to read. It's really painful to read because it's a lot. It has a whole lot in it. But yeah, and tonight we'll be going through the eye level, which is quite straightforward and very um, interesting to read. It might be long and it might not, depending on the kind of project we are working on. But at the end of the day, yeah, um, that's the that's the difference between high level and low level.
People use the low level at all, or is it commonly used?
People use it. Is it common? No, not really.
Oh,
But
uh,
people do. I can't remember if you read formally found it on the campus. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, so the first thing you want to do is browse the website and check, is this place for me? What are they doing? They are doing wedding events. This looks interesting. So after you browse the website, what do you want to do next? What do you want to do?
that's it. You want to make a choice of what you want now.
Really?
Yeah. Speak with a customer service rep or someone who could assist.
Already, when you go on a website,
Website.
you just reach out to the customer service straight up.
Like me,
For
what
example, if you're on Shein and you're just browsing,
mm,
you're browsing, and then you're like, nice. I like what I see. I like this dress.
put
What
it
do
in the
I
basket?
do? What's the next thing you do after you
Do you put
browse?
it in the basket? Me, sometimes I go straight to clearance or sales. That's what I do.
So when you put before you can put it in the basket, what does Shein
To
require of
register.
you? Exactly. Sign up. So because you can choose, like your users can choose to sign up or not, this box right here is for decision.
Okay.
Yeah. So this box, whenever you see this box, it means that somebody is making a decision,
Uh,
which means that they can choose to and they can choose not to, right? So this always ends up with a question. Very good. Apologies. My phone is supposed to be sleeping, but is screaming right now. So I sincerely apologize for that. So this is a question, right? Um, excuse me.
okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I sincerely apologize. Um, yeah, I'm back now. So, as I was saying, the as a user will need to make a decision if they want to sign up or not, like on your website, because I mean, it's not by force, right? However, when we have this process, like when we have this decision shape come up, the triangle shape, it always carries a question mark, which means that there has to be a yes or no. So if it is a, let's do the yes process first. So if it's a yes, what happens? Okay. If it's a yes, so in this arrow, you just double click and type yes. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Okay, I was just making sure. If it's a yes, what happens?
If they now register.
Okay, so we'll say enter details,
Okay.
right? Enter details, which will be processed by the system anyway. Okay, enter details, and then this arrow will come down to this process. Then the system will verify the details, right?
Yeah.
Because whatever details you on your when you're writing your user stories and acceptance criteria, you will have written, or it must have uppercase, lowercase, I mean how the user details that you want on your website. So maybe their password needs to carry, it needs to be case sensitive or not, it has to have special character or not. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys understand? Yeah, so um now that you've asked the system, like the user has entered their details, then the system has to go to work. So the system now verify details. Okay, so um let's pause. So if it is a no, what then happens? What do you guys think will happen? What do
They
you
could
think?
leave the page.
Okay, so yes, that's correct, but we also want them to still be able to keep browsing. So we connect the arrow back to browsing, right? Because
Okay.
you can continue browsing. The same people that choose not to do anything can still change their mind. They understand. So we are not
Okay.
ending the process for them. We can just say they should continue browsing. Yeah. Okay. Does this make sense so far?
Yes, please.
Everyone. It looks like it's only Ufoma that I can
No,
No.
it's okay. She's saying the right thing. That's why we're not looking much like that. For me, actually.
Yeah, but everybody's supposed to engage so that it's a very engaging session. It's not just one person that's on the call. You understand?
Okay.
Everybody gets engaged in the session. Okay. So moving on. Now, the system has verified details. Now, what do you think? What do you think is the next thing that will happen? Ufoma,
Yes.
yeah, let somebody else just don't say anything. Let somebody else step
Okay.
on so that everybody can learn on the journey together.
Well, please ask the
Hi, Vivian.
question.
I said, what do you think happens next now that the system has verified the details?
Now that the system has verified the details,
Yeah, like the system is verifying the details. So what happens?
it's
I think you should send a message or something saying if it was successful or not.
Okay. That's a fair trial. That's not bad. Yeah, Mirabel.
sorry, did you call my name?
Maribel, yeah. Maribel, right? Let me know.
Once the system verifies the details, it loads the content according to what the user is looking for, and it tracks like other pages that the user has searched. I don't know.
Okay. That's also a fair response. Okay, so before we get to the advanced part that Maribel told us about, so the next thing is that we're going to use
I think you were going to use the decision because the system has to check if the person is already registered or not.
or if the details is successful or acceptable by the
Yeah.
okay. So trial. Thank you. So we say I accepted. All right. We accepted. So if it's a yes, what would the system do? If it's a yes, what do you think the system would do? Guys, don't overthink it. You use websites every day, so
Is it what the user will do or what the website will do?
the system is the so the
If
system is when I say system, that's the action that happens on the website. So your system, something happens in the back end, right? Your
Yeah.
system, every action you put into like a website sends a response to the back end, and then you see it in the front end. So the front end is what you interact with. The back end you don't see. Do you understand? So
Yeah.
every time the system has a function, the system must always have a function in your process map. It must be reflected, especially if it's a website. Do you understand? So if it's a website, the system does something, right? Aside from the user, the system always does something. So yeah, so details have been verified. It is asked if it's accepted. If it's a yes, what happens? Don't overthink it. Don't overthink
Does
it.
the system take the user back to the home page?
remember that they're still trying to sign up, right? And their account has not been, I mean, they don't have an account on this website yet.
Okay.
If the
Remember
if it
that.
is yes, the system said yes,
Mhm.
then
You
they
say what?
if it's accepted as in the person, the detail of the person is accepted, as we said yes here,
Mhm.
which means the because in some applications, when you sign in, you'll be able to see the product. Some application will tell you like, okay, because it's a kind of e-learning event like this. So the next thing that will happen is for you to have access to the products they have on the application. If it is no, huh?
Okay, yeah. Continue. Sorry, I'll just take it
Yeah, you'll be able to have access to their product what to do. This will do any do any other thing that you want to do in the application.
Okay. So before you like, I think you are also still overthinking it, right? Yeah, what you said is correct, because you are missing one step. You get, because you are overthinking it. I already hinted that, remember that the user's account has still not been created. So if it's a yes, what happens?
Will it
In
say
all of this, we've not created account. The user's account has not been created.
then the user will
It should
proceed
be
with
created now.
registration or
Okay.
signing up?
Let me just tell. Remember, you are working with the system. Look at the swim lane you're on. This is
Yeah.
user. This is,
Yeah.
Okay.
you guys keep going back here. We are here. We are on
Okay.
system. We are not on users. We are on system. Remember that. We are not on users. We are on systems. You
Okay.
understand the logic? We are on system. You keep going back to user. We are still on
Okay.
system. You get, so the system creates account,
Okay.
creates
Account.
creates accounts.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see that you've been overthinking it, right?
Mm.
Because you keep so you keep overthinking it because it's this is, I mean, this is where we are. We are on the system stream link, but because you keep thinking that is the user, right? So we are still on the system swim lane. Does that make sense? Does everyone understand what I just said or did?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you're right. What I wanted to say
Yeah.
is that the person that the name has entered the database.
Exactly. So the system just creates the account. It looks like,
Yeah,
everything happens so fast in the front end, but
sure.
when you are capturing it as a business analyst, this is how you capture it. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah,
As a
you're
business
right.
analyst, everything happens so fast, but there are processes to these things, because when you're working with a particular software, you're trying to build a software, you need to break down the journey. So you are taking users on a journey. Do you understand? You are taking your stakeholders on the journey of how this product or this software will be created. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it looks like a long journey right now. And this is high level. And we are not yet even halfway to where we are going. So you can imagine how the new level will look like.
Will look like.
Yeah. We are not even halfway there at all. at all. I know where we are going yet. Anyway, let's continue. So
Bolu,
this is
sorry,
our
Bolu.
yes process. Yes, please. Yes,
Please, I just wanted to confirm what you just said. Concerning this create accounts. Okay, so you said sign up doesn't mean the account has been created. We just enter the details. So if it's accepted, the system would automatically create the account. That this is just one needs to just break down, every process as a BA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
that's it. Yeah, because this is a decision, the sign up, see, has a question mark.
okay.
So you are asking you are saying that user, you are giving the liberty to the user to either sign up on the website or not. It's a choice. You can't force it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
The process that you can control is that when they come on the website, they can browse, right? So
Yes.
everything that is in processes are things that they have to do. Everything that is in question, is in the decision box, is a decision they need to know.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
Yes,
Are you seeing the difference?
Yes.
They have to make the decision. So this sign up, they can choose. Like when you go on a website, like a new website now, you can choose to either sign up or not.
Okay.
You understand? You can
Yes,
choose that,
please.
okay, I'm going to sign up. Or you can be like, I like what you guys are doing, but I'm not interested in sign up. And then you continue browsing on the website and be like, okay, let me just keep checking. When I feel like signing up, I will. Or if there's never a need for me to sign up, I won't.
Okay.
Do you understand the difference?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we have just done our yes process. We still have to do the no, because every time we have a decision, it has to come with yes and no. So if it is a no, what happens? And where with these arrow points?
It will point to the opposite direction.
Opposite. What do you mean opposite direction?
Uh,
Which swim lane? We are talking based on swim lane. We have the user swim lane, we have the system, we have the customer service swim lane. So which swim lane are you talking about? Which swim lane would you have a point?
It goes back to enter details. That's arrow going to verify.
No. I think sign up.
Sign up, yeah.
Well, maybe not, because it doesn't always necessarily have to go by this way. So what is happening? What is okay? 1 minute. Let me just grab this down so that we have plenty space.
Because why I said so is, remember when you're entering your credentials, you entered it. It goes back to that open page that said enter your details, which means you might enter something, or maybe your name, something, anything, but that's the place it will take you back to. I guess so.
Okay. Yeah. It will go back to the user, yes, but before it asks user to re-enter details, the system has to give the user the reason. Do you understand? It will go back here. It will still come back here, but the system has to give the user, tell the user why it's rejected. You understand what I mean? Because every time you enter maybe you have a rejection on a website, not every of the website, but many of them will tell you the error, right?
True.
Okay, so 1 minute. No, we have to get inside systems for me. System will, it's inside systems for me first. Let me move this up. I'll move this down. Okay, I'll do this. Okay. So this is a no, right? This is our no. So it will say request details, requests. Okay, sorry. The system will display error message.
I just did it now. And I just entered a tester at Gmail, which doesn't exist. It's not a right email. And what popped up was invalid username and password.
Yeah. So is the system that is doing that, right? This
system
it
displayed it,
error message. Now the arrow will then point back to this. Do you understand? Now that it has displayed, now the action is for the user, right? But it first had to display error message for the user to enter details. Do you see? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we are all on the same page. All right. Yeah. Now we've created accounts. So what are the things in your website? What do you want users to see? Now the next process will be for the users. Now that their account is created, if it's a yes, something happens here, which is for the user to do. So what does the user see on your website? What are your offerings? What are your offerings and all of that? Now that they've created their website, what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do on your website? Yeah, basically.
What they will do, or what they will begin to browse.
No. They've browsed. They've signed up. Now, what are the offerings on your website? You can go to the wedding website quickly. You don't really need to do everything over, right?
What is coming to mind? What's coming to mind? Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe pictures of different kinds of events, maybe traditional events, or when I say traditional, let's say they want a Scottish theme for the event, or they want a red flower theme, or they want Australia design, just different kind of pictures like that. To kind of
now that the account is created, so view events catalog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
View events catalog. View event catalog. So now that they view the event catalog, what's the next thing they'll do? Anybody.
Choose.
Okay. So we'll say select because we are you have to use a language that your what do they call it? Your developers will also understand, right?
Okay. We are learning.
Yeah. We say select the third event. Select the third event. Okay. So now that they've selected their preferred events, what will happen? What will happen? What's supposed to happen?
Maybe add it to the basket.
Okay, not preferred event. Nelly wanted to say something.
Yeah, they now take decision to if they should take this or not.
Okay.
Before they will now pick before they said, okay, this one is, the way you go to shop now, you check this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
So
It's
they
not
make
okay.
a decision, add to basket. Let's
Or
make that
not.
a decision, right?
Yeah.
Add
Yeah.
to basket. I like how you guys mind is thinking. I love it. Add to basket. If it's a yes, what happens? That's how our yes process steps, which is the moving part.
If it's a yes,
Now,
proceed to payment.
the okay, somebody's not happy with that. If it's a yes, what happens? I feel like the system is supposed to do something there. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. We're all thinking together.
Yeah, if it's a yes, it takes you to the page for payment.
Okay. That would be the system then. So it was a sorry, okay. Sorry. It was a yes. Let's do this. I'm going to do it this way. Let's say yes. Yeah. Or say display payment page. So that means if we're saying I can display page. So when does customer service come in?
When they are getting all the information.
So what information if I'm already going to get?
Okay, like no. Okay, the customer service gets into the is on the conclusion of the payment as customer service comes in now.
So what are they? What's their role?
Their role to take all the requirement from the user and put it into action.
Okay. All right, no worries. So you want your customer service to come in when users already paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we'll figure that out. All right. Now I know. Now I know what your customer service is doing then. All
Or
right.
any other idea from other people?
For me, whenever I add an item to a basket, I always like to speak to a customer service person before I make my payment. Just to, I mean, I understand, Abby, I know that the advert already has everything I need to know. Well, I always ring customers, except the ones that I'm not able to reach. I ring them to confirm what I want to pay for and all of that before making payments. That's what I do in shopping.
That's something as well. So, and if you want to go with that, then that means okay.
Some kind of inquiry.
I want to see how we can make this work well.
Okay.
So select the very event, add to basket. Okay, so you said before payment, right, Vivian?
Vivian said before payment, yeah.
Okay. We are still on track.
I think Nelly wanted to say something.
Yeah, Nelly, go.
What I wanted to say is display payment page. This is now the area whereby you will take decisions in terms of the type of
Yeah.
payment you want to, is it, do you want to pay through PayPal or through your card or something?
Of
With
course.
display
Yeah,
first.
display is
Yeah.
different from action. We've not taken
Okay.
any action. Yeah.
Okay, we're not taking any action at the moment, right?
So when you say display is just showing you a page.
Yes. So this display
Exactly.
payment page means, you have now whereby you enter your details in terms of.
Yeah, but you've not done all those actions because you still do that. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When a page is
Okay.
displayed to you, right, you don't
Mhm.
necessarily have to take any action on the page that is displayed to you. It's just like browsing a web page. You don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to take action. However, it's to when something is. So remember when this display error message, and now then an action comes in. But we've not done that. You get? We'll
Okay.
do it. We'll definitely get
We
there.
have not
We
gotten
are
there.
still,
Okay.
yeah, we've not. Okay, okay, we've done a lot of deliberation. So add to basket, display payment page. This is for our yes, right? If it's a no, what happens? If it's a no, what happens?
As when you say if it's a no, no from the system's point of view or from the user point of view.
We're talking from the user point of view. The system only did display payment page. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah. So you see where we are coming from. View event catalog, select preferred event, a decision. This is our decision. So when you want to do yes or no, you are doing yes or no for your decision, where the decision is. Do you understand? The swim lane where the decision is what you are doing your yes and no mapping for. Does that make sense? Does that kind of put things in perspective?
Yeah, but hopefully as we progress, we understand better. It's a bit confusing trying to
What is confusing you? Because this is the whole point of having this time, and I wanted you guys to be part of the process because it helps you also think and help you also understand because you are doing it, you are thinking well. So rather
Yeah.
than me just drive, I can do everything for you
No,
guys,
don't do everything
but
because you're learning.
we will not
I love
learn
it.
it. Don't do
I wouldn't, don't
everything
worry.
that we will not learn.
For
Don't
me,
worry, I will not do it.
if it says no, I think you go back
Yeah,
to the view event catalog to start looking for
Another one.
checking for another one you're gonna pick. Yeah.
yeah, yes,
We
that's
are
very,
thinking,
very correct.
we don't know it's not learning.
It's okay to say the wrong thing. This is the
Yeah.
place. This is the.
Yes.
It's not. It's not. I mean, it's not a. No answer is stupid or silly, and don't overthink it.
Okay.
Just say what comes to
All
your
right.
head.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's the worst that will happen? It's not the right thing, right? And nobody is going to say, "Oh, that's such a foolish answer." No, never, never. I'm not on this guy ever, ever. So don't overthink your answers. Just think about when you're browsing on websites and use it to play the picture. And do you understand? So you can ask Google, you can
Yes.
ask ChatGPT if you get confused,
Mm-hmm.
you get stuff for ideas, you just get ideas and you continue. So it's not that serious. It's not
Okay.
that yeah, it's a serious class, but it's also not that it's also not that serious. Yeah. And it's okay to make mistakes here. It's very okay. This is the best place. So that when you go to work in real life, you're not making those mistakes again. Okay, yeah. So we're good on this. So we've done the yes and we've done the no. Now to the display payment page. Display payment page, right? And actually, so it goes back to the user. Now, user, select preferred payment option, right? Oh, okay. Vivian said before she pays, she wants to read a customer service, right?
Yes.
Before she finally makes payment. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Then display payments page. Now, customer service. The user will, what do you want to do with the customer service? What do you want to make inquiry?
Yes, I contact them to make inquiries about the product and ask about the delivery. And any other information I want to know.
Products. Okay, let's just keep it simple because this is not like we don't write sentences inside this box, if you get what I mean. So we'll just keep it simple and it's high level anyway. So you make inquiry about products, right?
Yeah, yes, please.
Yeah. So I think the next process is for customer service to, what will customer service do?
Assist me with my inquiries and payments.
Yes. Inquiry. Um, um, okay. So, okay. Now, this will go back to the user. Why do you think this is going back to the user?
Decision if they want to go ahead from the information they've got.
Okay. Satisfied. This is satisfied. If it's a yes, what then happens?
Proceed to
Yeah.
payment. They proceed to payment.
You know, we already said display payment page. So, when you're on the payment page, what happens? What action do you take on the payment
You
page?
put in your details of what you want to pay.
Before then,
Before you put in your
any
details.
other person can respond.
Ladies in
Yeah,
the
if
house.
yes, yes,
Start
we put in
entering
our
your
details.
detail.
It's just
Yeah.
one step backward. We just need to go one step backward. We put in our details, definitely, but we just need to go one step backward.
We have added what do you mean?
We've
Did you say
added
we
it
have
to the
entered?
basket already.
We've added
Yes,
to the
now I think the
basket
next thing to do now
display
is
payments
yeah,
page.
you start entering the detail, your as in
Before
your
you
information.
enter your details, you one step, one very tiny step on the payment page. You make one tiny action on the payment page. One tiny.
Accept terms and conditions.
No.
You
On the payment page. On the Nelly was mentioning it earlier. On that payment page,
the choices of
yeah, you select your preferred payment option.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's why I said just one step backwards. You, you select your preferred payment option. Right? Okay. Yeah, you select your preferred payment option.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything will happen.
That's after selecting the preferred payment.
No, like you remember that so we always have to do yes and no for this, right? Assist with the inquiry. So now we need to make a decision. So what happens? Yeah, at the user. What happens to the user? If the user is not satisfied, then what happens?
They don't proceed.
The
Okay.
person will leave the.
So the user can actually end their journey.
Then journey is will leave the
So
website.
So if this is a no, it is so messy. I'm not supposed to have this stuff like this. Okay, I think I know what to do. What I will do is, yeah, now I know what to do. Okay, so we put yes up and move by the side. Yes does not always necessarily have to be by the side. It does not necessarily have to be. Just out of this. Yep, think it's this way. Space management. So we're going this way. We're doing things this way. Okay. Yes. Okay. And this is our no. So you can always color code your end to be red. So when anybody sees this on the when anybody sees red, they know that is the end of the process. You understand? And when anybody sees green, it's always the start of the process. You can decide to color code it this way or leave it that way. But yeah, I enjoy color coding the end. So this is the end of the process. So our user is still going. Our user has selected their preferred payment option, right? And let me bring this one to the end. This is going to cross. I don't like when that type of, I don't have it right. Okay. So now that our user has selected preferred payment option, what's the next action? What's the next action? Guys, don't sleep.
Now that they've selected preferred payment option, they will proceed with, if it's PayPal, if it's their bank details and all, they will proceed with that.
what action are they doing? Like, you guys have said it before.
They'll put in their bank details now.
Enter details. So enter details. I don't know spell the name. Yes, okay. 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 So who needs to take action now? The user or the system?
The system.
Okay, what does the system do?
The system will either accept the details or reject the details, depending on if it's
What
correct
does
or
the system do first before accepting or rejecting?
it verifies it.
Okay. Verify detail.
Olu, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please. Can always ask me.
You know, for BAs, when we created all those user stories and all, do you create that alongside with this VCO one as well?
Exactly. Yeah.
You do?
So let
Okay.
me explain how it works, but
Okay.
how will be requested of it in
Okay.
expected to create it, but is always evolving. Do you understand? It's always evolving.
Okay.
However, because BlueSky doesn't want to overwhelm you,
Okay.
sometimes either your mentor or your product owner might ask you to create process map based on whatever user stories you've written. However, you're supposed to also create a bigger process map that captures, because when you've been given the overview of the project, right?
Yeah.
You've been given the overview of the project, so you can imagine how the entire process will go. However, because it is versioned, remember we did this one is 0.1. If we display this back to the stakeholder and the stakeholder has some correction, the next variant that we'll present is the version 1.0. So we'll version it. So what you need to do is just create a copy of this one and then
Okay.
correct, because you need everything stored in a repository. Repository is like where you keep all your documents, right? So that
Okay.
in future you can always refer to it and say, oh, yeah, this was the last one I presented to you. This is the new correction that you need. Like, this is the correction that you need, and this is the new one. So
Okay.
that everybody is carried along.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the way it is. So you can start to create process map for your entire project now, because you've been given the overview of your project. You might not know how it will finally end, but you have an overview of the project. So you can start creating it and correcting or adding or subtracting as you go along the project, because process map is not once and done.
Okay.
It's always evolving.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Yeah, I know this looks overwhelming. It's the project you guys decided to work with. It's not me. I promise you. It's not me, it's the project. You guys chose the project and we're just mapping it out. So verify details. Correct details. If it's a yes, if it's a yes, what happens?
It accepts the payment process, and I don't know, but
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Then complete transaction. Transaction.
verify
Or
details.
should we say the system?
Correct.
Let's say complete transaction. Let's just say complete transaction.
Yeah, complete transactions.
Yeah, complete transaction. Okay, complete transaction. Then what does the user do? I think the user receives transaction completed email.
Okay. There's something I noticed, but if you look at it, all the users' boxes are at the top, and all the computer boxes are at the bottom. The system boxes are at the bottom. Is it purposely done like that?
It's because of the swinging that we did. You can. So
Okay.
remember this was our swinging, right?
Yeah.
When we started. Okay. So our user is at the top, the system is at the bottom, customer service is in next one. You can choose to switch it.
Okay.
Just that it's the user that will first do things, right? So it's
Yeah.
easier when you start their swinging at the top, if you put them at the top, because they are the ones interacting with the system. It's whatever they feed to the system that the system responds to. You
Okay.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me improve the. Okay. So let's get this one, this guy back for that's the end. Because what else do you want to do, right? You receive transaction completed email, and that concludes that, right?
Receive transaction
Are we
completed.
agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for the happy part. Now let's do the not so happy part. So if it's know what happened. If you know what happened,
Um. Complete transaction. Card details. It comes back to say error details.
okay, display error message. I'll say request another detail. Right? And then we look it and say enter
Enter
Enter.
detail. Yeah.
Yep. And that's it. It just goes back and it's everything. So yeah, and that's it. And we are done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, Bolu.
No.
Is looking at the satisfied both in the decision for where you put satisfied,
Yeah.
that takes us to the end. We cannot see the because the end seems, unless maybe I'm missing something. When you say satisfied, the person said yes, you now select preferred payment option. But what of if the person said no, the person has to end it? So the connection.
Oh, yeah. The connection went out because I was trying to draw something else. Let me connect
Okay.
it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for noticing that. Yeah. The connection went out because I was trying to follow up. It
Okay.
was there. Okay. All right.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Oh, and we never wrote the no. That's what we do. So always remember to write no, so that I knows where it's coming from. Right? Yes or no. Yeah. So
That's the
behold your system. This is the eye level, by the way.
So things like this, you now save it in your own record for future references.
Yeah. So you guys created a system tonight, and you have your system. Any question? Any question? I'm going to send this. I'm going to review. What should we save it at? Let me see if I can find it.
We can call it the name of the project so that we'll remember.
Milestone
Event.
name. Yeah, I'll share it on the B.
Okay.
Cafe. Let me do it. Let me do it. So that I don't forget. Again, it's very beautiful. September. Can somebody go say hi in the group so that it comes up?
Sorry, can you say that again?
I'll send you guys, don't worry.
Okay.
So where are we going to see it?
I'm sending it now. Okay, I'll talk to you guys. Right. Yeah, that's it. Any question? Any question about the any confusion or anything you would like to play or before we go?
Bolu, please, at the beginning of the session, when you chose the swim lane, I saw, I think, two other options. Please, may I know why you chose the swim lane? Because I think I missed that part. And then also, can Visio be played around with? Like, what I mean is, could you just, maybe if I have spare time, just to try and create something on my own? Because in Azure Devor, I mean, you can't just go there and just try. You can, but you can't save it. So this one, can I just say, okay, I want to try something, and then three, please, when we are writing the yes and no's in between, I don't know. Were you double clicking on the lines, the connecting lines, or
Yeah,
double clicking?
yeah.
Okay,
I think I mentioned it. Maybe you missed it. I said just double click
okay, okay,
inside and then display this.
okay,
So the reason for the swimming, like you see
Okay.
how this has helped us make a division to who does what. Do you understand? Right? So what swimming does is it helps us know the divide as per interaction. So you see, this is the user, this is the response of the system, this is the customer service. So for example, if you're working with 10 departments and you want to show how their relationship works, swim lane is your best bet. However, I mentioned in the start that there's some organizations that don't use Visio. You might have to use Miro. You might not have access to a swim lane, but you still always have access to the basic flowcharts. What the swim lane does for you is it helps you know how each of them will flow, as we have done in this example, how you see the user does this, the system does this, the customer service does this. Do you understand? That's what
Yes, please.
Streamlink does for us. It helps us really know who is doing what and what are their interactions with each other. You see how the arrows are going up, down, like a swimming pool. Do you understand?
Yes.
Dancing around and looping. There are times we have to loop. There are times you don't need to. So it helps us go with the flow of interaction for us to understand what is happening in our entire system. And so, for example, if I give this to you as a stakeholder, you can look at this and kind of get, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I said. Oh, no, maybe we move this to this point, or maybe we can add this functionality for this particular people. Maybe for the customer service, you want them to do more. Do you get and all of that? So yeah, it really does help. Swimmings are very good. I really enjoy using swimming. Yes, and to your question of practicing, yes, you can practice as much as you want because it's on M365, Microsoft 365. So it's also on the cloud. It's saving on the cloud straight up, not on your system. So this is on my system. So you can practice as much as you want to practice. Yeah. And for the Azure, because you are using an organization's Azure, you wouldn't be able to save anything because it's organization and licenses, right? So that's the reason why. With Visio, you can do as many, create as many flowchart as you want.
Thank you.
I hope that makes sense. I was
Yes.
able to.
Yes, thank you.
Any other question? Any other question? Before we go for public demand. Okay.
Sorry, Bolo, please. I just have one more question. I
Yeah,
understand it. I heard when you said, but I just want to confirm. So you said like you can't boycott anything. You need to explain or talk about every single step. For example, I go to the basket, I put, I mean, just like what you've done here. I mean, like you need to, put in every single detail. You can't even boycott, like maybe forget to, or okay, you think this person understand. Let me not put that. You have to put every single detail so whoever is viewing this would understand each step or each process.
Yes. This is not as detailed as you are thinking
Okay.
because this is high level, right?
Oh, okay.
The low level is very so. For the low level, when we say display payment page, now we'll have a sub process, which is this one, which will now tell you all of the payments, what do they call it? So PayPal, all credit card, all of them like that. So this is not as detailed as you think. Or yes, you cannot you need to, because at the end of the day, you are going to be showing this to stakeholders. Stakeholders means everybody that is affected or have a stake in the project, which means your developers who will be developing this. So if you miss steps, right, your developers might not fully understand. So your developers can omit things as well, right? That's the whole point. So your developers can omit things. Yes, you have a business story. Sometimes developers just go to the what do they call that? Artifacts. Like artifacts, wireframe, process map, and any other artifact that you have on your business tools and acceptance criteria. So your developer will look at this sometimes and just use this to buttress whatever it is that you've written in the user story and acceptance criteria. So imagine if there's no detail. Imagine if you omit, you omitted some of these things. How would they know that the system is supposed to do all of this? Do you understand?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's why we're doing it. Like, this is not as granular again as you think, but yeah, this gives an overview. So if I present this to a stakeholder, I can talk through and say, oh, when the users come in, they browse through the website and blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. It's easy for you also because it will be easy for you to take each of these and write your user stories and acceptance criteria on them. If you do a good process map, it
Please.
guides you to write your user stories and acceptance criteria.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll call it expo, but I just want to ask, like with the project we are doing, Bolu, in these instances now, it's going to be based on the user and the system, right?
I think so. I don't know the project, but I think so.
All right.
I think so. I very much think so that the user and system. Yeah.
And the system, okay.
Any other question? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to keep us longer than we should.
Okay.
Yeah. So if there are no questions, happy for us to call it in mind. So if you have any question, you can send me a message on Telegram.
Okay.
If you're able to.
So,
on your or
yeah.
tag me on your BA group. If you're not able to send me a direct message.
Are you part of our BA group, Bolu?
I mean, your BA group.
On WhatsApp.
Yeah, you can just
Okay.
ask Bolu.
Okay.